Hello, good morning students. Today in our class I want to discuss network protocols. What do you mean by network protocols? These are set of rules and regulations that dictate how to format, transmit and receive data on a computer network devices like servers, routers, and can communicate regardless of the differences in their infrastructures, designs, or standard. So you may say that network protocols are nothing but set of rules and regulations that you have to follow while transmitting data. Okay. Now there are several important types of network protocols. I'll suggest please note down the network protocol's name in your copy because these are important for your examination. For example, the first network protocol that I would like to tell you is TCP/IP. TCP/IP. The full form is Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol. That is TCP/IP. Several other protocols are FTP or File Transfer Protocol. FTP or File Transfer Protocol. TCP/IP is a very important protocol for data transmission. It is basically used as the primary or sole communication protocol on all computer network installation. There are two versions which supports internet. The first version is IPv4 and the second is IPv6. V4 is version 4 whereas IPv6 is version 6. It is a collection. TCP/IP is basically a collection of protocols that includes transmission control protocol, internet protocol, and user datagram protocol. Please note down their names: TCP, IP, and UDP. So the full forms are Transmission Control Protocol, IP is Internet Protocol, and UDP is User Datagram Protocol. TCP ensures the reliable communication and uses ports to deliver packets. It is a connection-oriented protocol. It fragments and reassembles messages using a sequencing function to ensure that packets are reassembled in the correct order. UDP is a connection-less protocol. It allows information to be sent without using a handshake process. And IP is also a connection-less protocol responsible for providing addresses of each computer and performing routing. So actually TCP/IP is a combination of Internet Protocol suite. Now I would like to discuss IP addresses. Addressing is very much important in communication in the network layer. So we need addresses and routing mechanism for delivery at the network layer from host to host. So let us understand what do you mean by internet address. The identifier used in the network layer of the internet model to identify each device connected to the internet is called the internet address or IP address. An IP address is the current version of the protocol and is a 32-bit or 64-bit binary addresses that uniquely and universally defines the connection of a host or a router to the internet. IP address is the unique numerical address of a device in a computer network that uses Internet Protocol for communication. There are two versions, I have told you. Now see, there are two types of IP addresses, static IP address and dynamic IP address. Please note down static IP address. This usually never change, but they may be changed as a result by the network administrator. And dynamic IP addresses are addresses that are continuously changed when they get connected to the internet each time. So this time you are connecting to internet, this time your internet address will be, IP address will be dynamically assigned any number, but when in the later time you are connecting to the internet, you will assign some other numbers. So there are two types of IP addresses, note down their name, static IP address and dynamic IP address. The two mostly used IP versions are IPv4 and IPv6. V is for version, 4 and 6 is the numerical character that are used with it. So IPv4 and IPv6. IPv4 is actually a 32-bit IP address. It is actually a 32-bit IP address. The IP addresses are unique and universal in the sense that the addressing system must be accepted by any host that wants to be connected to the internet. And IP addresses are denoted by means of binary notation or dotted decimal notation. We'll see them one by one. See here IPv4 addressing mechanism. Please note down the heading IPv4 addressing mechanism. So IPv4 addresses will be classified in 5 classes. See the names: class A address, class B address, class C address, class D address and class E address. We will see them one by one. In classful addressing, the address space is divided into 5 classes: A, B, C, D and E. We will see them one by one. See, in class A, the address range is in binary. If you consider, it will be 1.0.0.1 to 126.255.255.254. This supports around 16 million hosts on each network, on each of 127 network protocol. Then the next address range of class B is starting from 128.1.0.1 to 191.255.255.254. And it supports around 65,000 hosts on each of 16,000 network. Class C, starting from 192.0.1.1 to 223.255.254 to 2.254, and it supports around 254 hosts on each of 2 million networks. Class D address range will be starting from 224.0.0.0 to 239.255.255.255, and it is not used nowadays, reserved for multicast groups, assigned to some multicast group addresses. And class E starting from 240.0.0.0 to 254.255.255.254, and it is reserved for future use or research and development purposes. So basically from this 5 addresses classes, only class A, B and C are designated for unicast single source to single destination communication. Class E and Class D addresses are reserved. Class D were reserved for IP multicast application and Class E addresses were reserved for experimental purposes. So this is the way we can start finding our IP addresses. Now it may be asked to you that find the class of the following addresses. For example, say I am giving you one address, one particular IP address I am giving you, say 227.12.14.87. Tell me the class of this IP address. Can you tell me the class of this IP address? For this, you have to locate the first byte. Since it is 227, it is of Class D address. Why? Because as I have told you, in Class D, you can see in Class D, the first byte starting from 224. Okay, so it is very easy to understand the class of a particular IP address. One more exercise I am giving you. Please identify the IP address class 252.5.15.111. Can you identify the class of this IP address? Only you have to look for the first byte. Since it is 252, the class is of E address. Okay. Let us see one more. In examination, this may be asked. Find the class of the IP address 134.11.78.56. It's very easy. Just you have to locate the first byte. And if you are getting the first byte is 134. So the class is B. Address class is B. Answer. It's very easy. Just you have to understand these class addresses, this class of the IP addresses and their first byte. You have to learn that only. Okay. Class D is actually reserved for multicast operations. What do you mean by multicast and what is unicast address? See, addresses in classes A, B and C are for unicast communication from one source to one destination. A host needs to have at least one unicast address to be able to send or receive packets. But addresses in class D are for multicast communication from one source to a group of destination. From one source to a group of destination. If a host belongs to a group or groups, it may have one or more multicast address. A multicast address can be used only as a destination address, but never as a source address. Okay. Whereas addresses in class E are reserved. They are reserved for special purposes. They have been used only in a few cases. So we are only interested in class A, class B and class C addresses. Okay. Now let us understand the working of TCP/IP. I think IP addresses are somehow you need practice. That's why I am stopping over here. TCP/IP working I will explain in the next day. Okay. Thank you very much.